welcome back. It's me, Lou. Today is the weekly vlog. Alright, so for today's weekly vlog, I thought I'd cover a very fun yet horrible part of our action figure collecting culture, and that is fig swapping. So if you're not familiar with fig swapping, it's where a person, a collector, or thief, if you will, purchases an action figure and then swaps it out for another figure, and then they return it back to the store. And most of the time the store doesn't really realize what's going on, and then they'll restock the swapped out figure. So then essentially you just have, I don't know, like a product on the shelf that isn't legit. You know, it's just someone's old toy that they swapped out for a new one. And even though I condemn the practice, I think the results of fig swapping is very funny. So today we're going to take a look at some fig swaps and have a laugh or two. Alright, so where we are right now, we're on Facebook. And then I just did a search for hashtag fig swap. And it's going to pull up most of the posts that people have, posted up that talk about fig swapping. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so hashtag fig swap, as you see right here. The first thing it pulled up is a fig swap, but this has nothing to do with action figures. It's talking about the actual, real figs, like the fruit. And then as we scroll down, we have this one video, some guy's highlighting a fig swap here. So apparently someone swapped out the Build-A-Figure piece and is throwing a head. This happens very often. And then here we're coming up another fig swap. It looks like here they just, for whatever reason, the person swapped out Thor's hair and then kept it for themselves, and it's returned the figure to the store. It's kind of funny, kind of pointless. Here's another one. So someone bought an AEW Sammy Guevara figure, and it looks like they swapped it out with wrestler Adam Cole. That's not very funny. It seems kind of pointless. Here's a funny one. So it looks like someone here swapped out the Game Reverse Captain America with a McFarlane Metal Gear figure, Solid Snake, which I think is kind of stupid because this is actually a pretty decent figure. I don't know. And then they did it again here. Swapped out an Iron Man Marvel Legends with a McFarlane Raiden figure from the Metal Gear line. Again, I think it's kind of pointless because this is actually a really cool figure. Alright, next we have another fig swap. It looks like the Ty Conte figure, or Ty Mello figure, they swapped it out with Natty from WWE. Alright, this one, this is a good one. For whatever reason, the store accepted this return. Someone swapped out lip balm and a brush in their Marvel Legends. Okay. I don't know, sometimes I have a hard time believing this, but I've seen some weird stuff in person, so the chances of this being a reality is, I don't know, I think this is probably legit. Over here, we see a fig swap. They swapped out Drax and the Build-A-Figure pieces. This one's pretty good. So the thing is I think most of the time when people are doing this, when you take something to the customer service desk, like at a Walmart, I don't think the employees really care whether or not it's legit or not, and I think most of the time they don't even inspect or even know any better. So this is apparently not Godzilla, and I can see why someone less informed would fall for it. This one's kind of I could kind of see this. You're not going to know any better. So if you collect Masters of the Universe Origins, there were some Panthers that didn't have, the first set didn't have the real fur, and then the ones that did have fur were chases, and I think eventually they repackaged them with fur. So here they just swapped out the furless figure and kept the fur one for themselves. This if you didn't know any better, the toy actually matches the illustration. this, this is a pretty good one. So it's actually the Forge head, and then I can't figure. I think this is like Overwatch. The bottom half's an Overwatch figure, and same with the accessories. But the funny thing is, I think the Overwatch figure they swapped it out with is a harder to find figure. I think that's the variant, but it's pretty funny. Again, we see the brush and the lip balm. This one is really good. On the left, we have the Deadpool swapped out with Ant-Man or Giant Man. And then over here, all the Star Wars Black Series were swapped out with DC figures. The Shang-Chi is really good too. It's an older McFarlane. It's not starting lineup. I forgot what the McFarlane Sports lineup is called. And then we had the Shuri and the Power Rangers, the Probe Droid and the Spider-Man. Over here, more fig swapping. They swapped out the TMNT movie set with Marvel Legends, Ms. Marvel, and I think this is an Apex figure on the left. Okay, we have the Warhammer gold label. I'm not sure which gold label figure this is. If I had to guess, possibly which one is this? It comes with a bolt gun. Maybe it's one of the Ultramarines or one of the Space Marines. I'm not sure which one though. But they swapped it out with one of the monsters from the Lightning Collection. This one's pretty good too. All right, so you have the Snake Eyes Classified series from the live-action movie, and they swapped it out with Black Panther. This one's pretty good too. It's Marvel Legends infamous Iron Man, and someone swapped out the Iron Man and replaced it with the Han Solo Lando Calrissian. So I mean, if you're an employee, you know, you're not going to double check. You'll just take someone's word for it, or you won't even care. And if you didn't know any better, you know, this stuff just looks legit. The only way you'd know it was tampered with is if, you know, you inspected the tape and see if the seal was broken. But I think in many cases, the collectors who are fig swapping, they're pretty, you know, conscious about making sure they don't break the tape and trying to keep it look as legit as possible. Here's another one. They just swapped out the head with Stratos, and they took some of the accessories. Fig swapping is such an oddball thing to me because I kind of think that if someone bought a figure to begin with, chances are they really wanted it at one time, but then I guess either they get bored of it or they feel like they're trading up. But I think you're just kind of doing yourself a disservice, because I think at some point in time, if you're a serious collector, you're going to want some of this stuff back. Because you did purchase it at one time, so you must have wanted it. So over here, they swapped out Crosshair for Hoth Luke, which I don't know. I think this is trading down. I think for me personally, I think I'd rather have the Hoth Luke than Crosshair. This is pretty good. They have the Wolverine head on the Killmonger body. This one almost seems plausible if you didn't know any better. You know, it's still a Power Ranger figure. The Bernie Sanders one. Now this is just ridiculous because they just printed out a sheet of paper and cut it out and put it inside the box. So you have Bernie Sanders all dressed up for winter in a Wolverine Marvel Legends box. Now this photo wasn't taken at a store, so I have a hard time believing that this is legit. You know, someone could have just done this as a joke. This one's, I don't really understand this one. I guess they really wanted the belt. So if you look here, they swapped out the belt. I don't know, I think it's kind of pointless at that point. This one's pretty obvious. It's not C-3PO. Over here we have Crossbones, who is really not Boba Fett. So I think the worst one I've ever seen is that it was a Rancor. I think it was for like Star Wars. I forgot which line it was, but it was for the Rancor figure, and it was the large boxed window. And they swapped out the Rancor, kept it for themselves, and instead they put in a Megatron figure. And the Target apparently just took it back. Now this is an odd fig swap. If I saw this in the store, I'd probably buy it, just because I think this trooper is worth it. This one's pretty bad. So they took, you know what's funny here too, why this kind of works is that they took the actual tray insert from the Overwatch box and just put it inside the Classified series. So the figure actually, it's inside the plastic tray that it's meant for. It's not like one of those cases where, you know, they'll swap out the figure and the figure just kind of floats around because, you know, that's not the plastic tray it came with. But in this case here, they actually just took the entire plastic tray and figure from Overwatch and put it in the G.I. Joe box. So that kind of works. This is really not Captain America. we have Captain Marvel, another captain, but it's not Captain America. This one's pretty bad. Power Rangers, Doctor Strange. Alright, I like the comment here. Next level swapper. Can you tell what he did? Alright, so this is someone who's either they thought it was funny or they were just paranoid and wanted to make sure that it flew. So they swapped out the Black Tom Cassidy figure from Marvel Legends and threw it in a G.I. Joe Flint box. But if you look on the Flint image here, they drew in the mustache and the goatee. So that's pretty good. Oh, this one's bad. This is NECA Alien. It's supposed to be Ash, but it looks like they just used the Old Man Logan body and then the Hydra head. And apparently the store took it because you could tell the photo was taken at the store. So here's a swap. All right, that one's not too big of a deal. I don't know what's going on here. Oh man, so they took the budget Gamerverse Iron Man figures, which are like $10 a piece, and then they swapped them back into the TMNT Movie Foot Soldier box set, which I think these retail for maybe like $60. Alright, so what's going on here? Alright, so this one, this, if you didn't know any better, you might actually fall for this one because this is actually Kraven on our right. But this is the older Toy Biz Kraven, not the Hasbro one. And I think the person who did this is kind of an idiot because the older Toy Biz one, just because it's older doesn't mean it's a bad figure. I think it's actually really cool. I don't know. I think people are kind of idiots sometimes because I feel like sometimes people are trading down, not trading up. Because I think, you know, some collectors suffer from recency bias, where just because something's newer, they always think it's better. But I don't think that's always the case. Now this one's kind of funny. They swapped out the Renee Young with Alexa Bliss. They kept the Alexa, and I don't know what weird accessory this is over here. And then that's the Renee Young figure. Which I think is kind of stupid too, because I think the Renee Young figure is actually kind of hard to come across. This one's kind of funny. Alright, so the figure on the left is the Captain America that's supposed to come in the box, and then the one on the right, they just threw in an armored Batman figure. Again, I think this is kind of a waste, because I have this figure, the Batman one. It's actually pretty decent. I always wonder if fig swappers just do it just to get away with it and just for the laugh. Because if they do, I don't know. I think it's completely wrong, but at the same time, I think it's very funny. The legs. All right, so they swapped out the legs here. Not sure whose legs those are. What's going on here? So apparently, I don't know what figure this is, but it's I don't know. I think it's funny. A lot of posts about actual figs. I've seen stuff like this done before too. Well, they'll take, Transformers. It's one of those things where you can easily fall for it. If it's robots. I don't know which Megatron this is. Is this Combiner Wars? There's something off about this figure here that's in the box. I'm just looking up because I actually have that figure on display right now. This might have been a dumb trade. This might have been a bad trade down because this Megatron figure is actually badass. Some of the Transformer figures on the secondary market loose go for a lot of money, so I don't know why people fig swap those. This one's kind of funny. So they stole the Marvel Legends Gambit and just swapped in an older Toy Biz one. Alright, so that's some fig swaps. Just wanted to share that with you. How do I feel about it? Like I said, I condemn the practice, but at the same time, I think it's very funny. I do commend the ones that could get away with like really, really ridiculous swaps. But for the most part, it's a bad thing. It's horrible, but yeah, it's just a funny thing. All right, so let's wrap up this weekly vlog. I'm not sure if you've ever experienced this firsthand. If you have, share in the comments down below. I'd like to know, what people have seen on the shelves. Sometimes some fig swaps they feel mean. Other times it seems like just like a funny joke to crack up other collectors. I don't know. All right, so let's wrap this up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.